What's going on, everyone? My name is IAmBPala, and I'm going to be showing you how to stream on TikTok Live, and I'm going to show you the best way to do it to get you the best quality and the most reach and most views on TikTok. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So keep in mind, before jumping into this video, this is going to be an advanced tutorial. What that means, I'm going to be assuming that you know how to use IAM, and you also know how to use OBS and also TikTok Live Studio. If you guys don't know how to use any three of those, go ahead and check out my channel. I have videos on OBS and on IAM to basically show you how to start that from the ground up. And in the near future, I'm going to show you guys how to set up TikTok Live Studio. So first, I'm going to give everyone a few reasons as to why I stream this way and why I truly think using TikTok Live Studio is going to be the best way to get the most reach for your content. So number one is going to be that TikTok likes to favor their own programs. What this means is that they actually like to go ahead and favor their own programs like TikTok Live Studio and the actual live app. So in case you're streaming through the actual app on your phone, they're going to go ahead and push your content out to more people because you're using their application. Whenever IAM first came out, the plugin we're going to be using in this video, I was getting plenty of viewers on that and it was staying stable. Then after a few weeks of streaming on IAM, or even like a month or two, I started getting 0 to 1 viewers after that. And I didn't change the content. I wasn't changing the page. I put the similar titles or even other titles as well, made sure I tagged Apex, and I wasn't getting anyone over 1 viewer. And then I downloaded TikTok Live Studio and I started using that to stream, and I started getting hundreds of people watching me. Now I actually am at the point where I average 100 viewers or more when I'm streaming live on TikTok using TikTok Live Studio. And then number two is that the days of getting stream keys are pretty much done for. So unless you're extremely popular on the actual application itself, or if you actually are a celebrity off the platform and you want to start streaming on their platform, you could probably get your hands on a TikTok key. But even with agencies, you actually aren't able to get TikTok keys anymore. If you are, then let people know in the comments down below. But the agency I'm with is no longer able to get keys, and they stopped handing them out as far as I know. Number three, IAM is a beautiful and amazing plugin. Now, the actual IAM plugin is fantastic. It gives you so much flexibility to be able to use the power of OBS and then use it in a vertical format. And basically what we do is we essentially capture that vertical format inside of TikTok Studio just by doing a virtual webcam. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'm going to show you later on, but you still get all the power that you get from your regular OBS inside TikTok Live. And for you Stream Deck users out there, you guys can tie the scenes to each other, so that way when you change your scenes in your regular OBS, your vertical scenes change with it as well. Now, one more disclaimer before I dive into this. Again, this is going to be an advanced tutorial, so I'm not going to go into the nit and grit on how to set up these actual programs and assume you know how to set these programs up. Again, if you don't know, links above or link in the description on how to set these up, and then come back to this. And I'm also going to be assuming that you either have a dual PC setup, you stream from a gaming console to a gaming PC, or you have a very, very, very strong single PC. And the reason why you need one of those three things is because OBS and TikTok Live Studio together take up a lot of resources. When I was actually doing this on my stream PC, which by the way is basically a full-fledged gaming PC with an AMD Ryzen 5 and also a 3070 graphics card with 32 gigabytes of RAM, I was using anywhere from 40% to 50% of my CPU when I was streaming this way, and I was using 40 to 50% of my GPU when I was running this. Now imagine you start playing a game and you're maxing out the settings on it, or you want a high quality settings. It is going to be a massive, massive bottleneck whenever you're trying to live stream this way. So again, make sure you either have a dual PC setup, a really strong PC, or you have a gaming console and you're streaming from a computer and your computer is only streaming and that's it. All right, and then the three programs we're going to be needing, if you don't already have them downloaded, we're going to need OBS Studio, and we're also going to need the IAM plugin to make it a vertical scene, and then also we'll need TikTok Live Studio as well to pull this off. I make it sound like it's like a heist or something like that. Like we're robbing someone. Robbing these viewers! Just kidding, we're not doing that. Okay, so once you guys have those all downloaded, you should have your OBS right here, and it should have this vertical scenes and vertical sources. If it doesn't show that, just go up here to the top and go to Docs, and then go to vertical scenes, vertical sources, and vertical. Now, you need to make sure you have the latest version of IAM. And the reason why is because if you don't have the latest version of IAM, you will not have this button right here, which this button right here is your start virtual cam. So this is your vertical virtual cam. With OBS, it's able to basically project a window essentially to another application. And this is what we're going to be doing. So you would actually click this to start your vertical camera. And that means you're now projecting this to another application. TikTok Live Studio. You guessed it. So once we have that being casted, we want to go over to our TikTok Live Studio, and then this is going to be where we actually add this in. So since we're actually casting it as a camera, we're going to want to capture a camera right here and add. select the camera, and then we're going to want to go to the OBS virtual cam. Hit add source. And then you can just right click and you can either stretch to screen and it will fit the screen, or you can just drag it from the corners and you can resize it yourself just to make sure you do it right. Stretch the screen. That'll look the best. Now, to take this a step further, we're also going to take advantage of the TikTok Live Studio compatibility mode. If you didn't know, TikTok actually added the ability to go ahead and show your horizontal stream as well as your vertical stream. So when you're actually on TikTok's browser from a desktop, you will see this version, or if you're watching from your phone, you will see this vertical version. And the reason why this is important is because anytime a platform brings out a new feature, they usually want people to use those features, and they generally end up pushing people more whenever they are using those features. For instance, like TikTok just released these photo things and they start pushing photos even more. So I want to go ahead and take advantage of that. I'm also going to show you guys how to easily take advantage of the compatibility mode as well. So right here on TikTok Live Studio, it's going to say portrait mode. We actually want to go to compatibility mode. It's now going to give us 2 windows. I'm going to show you guys how to set these up from scratch. So for the portrait mode, which is your vertical, we're just going to add that one camera source that we're capturing. So we're going to go to camera, hit add, camera, OBS virtual camera, click OK, and then we're going to right click and hit stretch the screen, and now we're done. Now we just need to worry about the actual landscape version. So go ahead and just hide this camera because we don't need it. So now you just go ahead and delete it, because I guess you can delete it. I hid mine because I was afraid they were going to move and not do that. So I thought I was going to delete it from both. It doesn't. Wow. We're both learning today. So this is the trick that you have to do. So now you want to go back to your OBS. You want to right click your OBS and you want to do a window projection version of it. So now I'm showing everything on that screen right there. So now you want to do that. So now I'm capturing Apex Legends in this format, and I'm also capturing it in this format. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the landscape and we're going to click add source, and we're going to do a window capture. Hit add. And then you're going to go to the preview where it says OBS window projector preview, add source, right click this source inside of this, hit stretch. So that way we get rid of the black bars, and there we go. Bam. It is set up the exact same. So that means if I do this and I change this, it'll change with it as well. And it'll show it because it's showing the actual window preview, and it will show it over here. Now keep in mind, if you guys keep the window the size that it is going to look pixelated and junky. So you want to make sure you actually full screen it. So the way that you do this is literally just, if you go over to a program, hit full screen. And then honestly, I just bring all my programs in front of it. And now it looks much better. And if it has these weird black bars, you can just manually go ahead and stretch the screen to where it fits properly like that. And there you go. Now you got rid of those black bars. It doesn't look weird and choppy because it's at full resolution now that you expanded that actual thing. And there you go. So in theory, you would do this on your second monitor, or if you're doing a dual PC setup and you only have one screen, then you can do it on that one screen and just operate it like this. Keep in mind, the cool thing about doing this Windows projection hack that I made up is that you actually don't use any additional resource. From what I've noticed streaming this way, it doesn't take up anything additional. And you're actually able to go ahead and take advantage of the compatibility mode, which gives your viewers the best experience, whether they are on a desktop version of TikTok or if they're on a vertical version of TikTok. This also might work if you go ahead and twist it this way. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. But I actually had a viewer mention that they like the way that it looks whenever it changes when they switch it to horizontal. So kind of a cool little thing to do. So 2 last things before we go. Every single time you open up these programs, you're going to have to hit this vertical camera and you're going to have to make that preview. So let's say if I close these out, shut them down. So now it looks like this because there's nothing being casted to it. And so what you have to do is open up your OBS one more time. So once you open up your OBS, you're going to have to go ahead and hit this icon again, and now it pops up automatically because you already captured it. However, with this, we notice that it's capturing the wrong window, so we're going to go ahead and change that. So first, again, what you have to do is right click, and you'll have to go to window projection, and then you'll want to full screen it. You'll want to full screen it and bring all your programs in front of it. You'll want to double click on the OBS tutorial or the OBS EXE. And then you want to go ahead and select preview, hit apply, and there you go. You shouldn't have to resize it. Once you set this up, it should just be the way that it should be. I have no issues. Literally on my secondary PC, I have a vertical monitor, and I literally just expanded it to where it actually fits the proper size, even though it has black bars on top and bottom. I'll give you guys like a screenshot or like a short little video of what it looks like normally. But once you guys resize it, it's sized perfectly every single time. And then one little advanced trick as to another benefit as to why we're doing it this way. All right, and then if you go to your vertical scenes, if you right click them and then you go ahead all the way to the bottom and go to link scenes, you can actually link these to anything in the regular OBS. So that means if I link it to my Elgato scene, once I change to Elgato scene, it will change to Elgato scene. So then that way you can have multiple scenes. So what's really cool is like I have a hug camera on my stream. So if I want to go ahead and give people a hug, I can go ahead and link it to where whenever I hit the Elgato button for the hug command, it will actually change it on both my horizontal and vertical. And that's another reason as to why you want to stream this way. One last thing I forgot to mention in this video is that whenever I'm streaming this way, I do have a problem with replay buffer and also sometimes backtrack. So if you notice that your stream starts stuttering and the encoding is not working as well as it should, turn off your replay buffer and that should help. I only turn off replay buffer. If that doesn't fix it, then try turning off that and backtrack through IAM, because they both use something where it uses system resources and encoding to basically keep the last X amount of minutes or seconds of your stream so you can just record it versus, you know, going on Twitch or wherever else to get your clip. So that was one last thing I wanted to mention because it's something I run into every single time. And back to the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Again, hopefully you guys see a boost. If you guys do see a boost in viewership, then let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys give this a thumbs up. Worked really hard on it. Really appreciate it. And hit subscribe to make sure you guys get more videos like this, tech unboxings, how-to videos, and more vlogs for me as well about my streaming journey and career. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.